Welcome to another edition of OGMarv Whispers. I'm your host, OGMarv. If anybody's on my show listening, watching, paying attention, or if you watch it later or after I make the video and post it, I appreciate you supporting the channel by at least letting me know you were here. Uh, thumbs up, subscribe, like, say something. Don't just look at it and walk away. Got something I want to say tonight. Got a hair up my ass. My kids are not here. And when my kids aren't here, it gives me too much damn time to think about why they're not here. I want to talk about breaking up a fucking family. And I'm going to warn you ahead of time, my language is foul because I'm a very bitter person about this. I don't feel like I should have had to spend one fucking day without my kids in my presence. I'm just being honest with you. I'm not the one out there laying up fucking every nigga I see, sticking every damn dick I look at in my ass. She was. She's the one who should be paying the penalty for doing that stupid shit. See, this is why, and I didn't understand this until, I got to be older, what they were talking about, evenly yoked. I don't mean to talk about her family like this, but I have to say something about her parents because we are all a product of our parents. I'm a product of my parents. I had good parents. I had educated parents. My parents were smart. My dad spent 22 years in the United States Army and another 10 or so years with the United States Post Office. My mother was had polio, couldn't walk, so she didn't, do a whole hell of a lot in terms of being, out there and useful to society. Truck, brand spanking new Dodge, and had a gear or fixed up or modified to where she could use her hands for the brake and gas. My mother went to Merritt College. She was well in her 30s, I believe, maybe early 40s, when she decided to go back to school. I'm very proud of her for that. Because, when you get older, I know for a fact it takes a little more gumption and a little more effort to go back to school. I did too. I decided to go to Laney College when I was in my 50s. Because at that time, that's how I was making ends meet. Like going to school, getting grants, getting student loans, things of that nature. And that also at the same time broadened my educational horizons. I'd already graduated from the California Department of Corrections Academy down in Chino, and I attended Laney and Merritt colleges as well. And also, I can't think of the name of the college, Sacramento. I'm drawing a blank. I'm getting older. There's two junior colleges up there, and I went to Consumnes. That was the name of it. Consumnes College. Anyway, I'm fairly well educated, probably more than my parents thought I would be. In fact, my mother used to tell me that I would never learn how to drive because when I was a kid, my depth perception or whatever wasn't that great, and when I'd be vacuuming the floor, my parents had nice furniture. They had French furniture that was at the time the deal, the bomb, or whatever you want to call it. It was good furniture, real wood. And I'd knock and hit the damn leg of the table. My mother would be yelling, screaming, "Marvin, goddammit, you better stop hitting that fucking table. You ain't gonna never learn how to drive, because your ass can't see." Well, I showed her. Not only did I learn how to drive, I drove a fucking 40-foot and sometimes 60-foot bus, 8 hours a day, pushing metal, 8 hours a day. I did that shit for almost 10 years, a month shy of 10 years. I'm I'm sure, somewhere in heaven, she's looking down saying, well, I'll be goddamn. That little motherfucker did learn how to drive. Well, my point is, she was telling me as I grew up that it's important to get with somebody who has some similar values that you have. I'm gonna just be real with you. And I'm a little bit ashamed, but I don't give a fuck because I made a mistake and I'm gonna have to own it. I got swayed by Nika's pussy instead of looking at her fucking mind. Grown people tell us youngsters as we're growing up, at least with men. The men folk in my family, they all warned me that weren't talking about Nika specifically until later, but I was warned that pussy only lasts so far and only goes so far in a relationship. It's true. Sooner or later, pussy wears out. Pussy gets tired. Actually, I used to get tired of pussy a long time before I never really got tired of Shanika because I really loved her. That's not to say I didn't love, some of the other ladies I was with, but for some reason I loved her more than the rest of them. Maybe because I knew how to love more, by the time I got with her. But she didn't love me back. In fact, like now she tells me, well, I don't really even like you because because I'm sometimes on her about spending kids' money. My Social Security benefits allow for my children to get somewhere between 342 and 370 something. I'm not sure what the exact numbers are, but I know they get well over $300 per month each. Shanika is the payee on those accounts, to my dismay, because what that's allowing her to do is use the money that I want and intend to go to the children. That allows her to use it for her goddamn self, for her personal shit, her hair weaves, her nails, her weed, her anything she's buying. Because you have to understand something. Miss Williams has no visible means of support. That means she has no job, she has no check, nothing comes to her house with pay to the order of Shanika Williams, except those deposits to Direct Express that are intended for the children. And something else that the world doesn't, or at least America doesn't, or didn't, they forgot about. Kids don't pay bills. You don't take the kids' money and pay your fucking bills with it. I've never charged a kid in my life for rent, for use of water, for anything. I don't think it's right. I'll never do it. Hopefully, if any of my kids need to come stay with me, Mary won't do it either. And if she does, I'll pay it because those are my children. As long as I'm breathing and living, I'm going to be responsible for those kids, regardless to how old they are. I know that goes against a lot of people's principle, but in my opinion, that principle is an excuse to not have to help your kid out. Kids don't need that. No kid needs that. I don't give a fuck how old they are. Sometimes kids need help long after they're grown. I have one that's going through a little bit of shit right now, and he hasn't gotten here yet, but when he comes, he'll be welcome. I will not charge him a dime. He cannot give me his money. His money is no good here. And, I'm pretty sure Mary will be on the same page with me. And if not, like I said earlier, I'll pay it. If she feels like she needs to get paid, I'll pay it. But those are her stepchildren. I think she'll partner up with me and we'll do this and figure this out together. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what family's all about. I have a strong sense of family. Unlike Shanika, I don't go around doing fucked up shit to people that love me and are good to me and have taken care of me. Sneakers out there right now spending money, and I'm going to try to get it to stop because I am going to make some phone calls to Social Security. I am going to follow it up and go as high as I need to go. I'm hoping that maybe somebody from Social Security will see this and think, you know what? We never thought of it. Because what it is Social Security seems to think that this is welfare. This is AFDC. No, motherfucker, this ain't AFDC. I'd rather see that bitch get general assistance, which is all she would be qualified for. Because when now the way they got the welfare set up, AFDC doesn't cover the adult. Even welfare don't want to pay for the motherfucking adult. Why the hell should I? Why should I pay for a lazy motherfucker that don't want to get up off their ass and go to work? I got up off my ass for 50 motherfucking years. I worked at AC Transit, drove that bus for damn near 10 years. I worked at Wells Fargo Bank for about 5, looking for motherfuckers who the bank couldn't find. I happened to be good at it and lucky. And so I was successful with that job. And then I went to work for the Oakland A's in the security department for another 10 years. However, and I was a shop steward of the union, it wasn't until year 7 that I figured out that, hey, this union has no pension plan. So once I'm done here, I'm going to get a thank you for your service and we'll see you later, which is what I got. It didn't dawn on me, when I was like running for office. I just knew the union wasn't shit out there at the Coliseum, still ain't. Because that union is only, any union or any organization is only as strong as its leadership. When I would complain about anything about what's going on at the Coliseum, the president of the union would send the vice president of the union, who was in San Francisco, over to Oakland to pick me up and take me to lunch. Got a lot of free lunches, but the shit that was important that I need to get done did not get done. But I was warned of that. The old timers that had been working there for years said, Marvin, we appreciate what you're trying to do. We understand what you're trying to do, but it's just not going to happen. I didn't understand that. I figured that if I pushed the right buttons and got in the right people's ear, surely something would change. Some things did, but not the things that had been cast in stone for years. That shit didn't change. And a lot of that too is because that union is not that strong because the membership doesn't support it. They don't want to come to union meetings. They don't want to hear nothing until they're getting fired and need to go through the process to get their job back. Oh, then they want to find you and they want to talk to you. They want to, because like when I ran for that office, I had to physically go around the Coliseum as I was at work and go meet every person that I could meet that worked there, introduce myself, tell them that I was running for the office of shop steward because I wanted to be the shop steward because the current ones weren't doing shit. Hell, I'd been there, I got hired like in March, and I don't think it was until August that I realized, hey, I'm in a union. These motherfuckers are taking dues out of my salary, and I ain't getting nothing for it. I don't see them. Nobody came around and introduced themselves to me and told me they were the union reps or nothing. Hell, like I said, I went from March to August without even thinking about being in a union until it dawned on me in August that, hey, I'm in the union. And hey, I can actually run for office and maybe get some people to vote for me. Because, I knew a lot of people out there already. And I was a pretty, popular guy. People liked me. And because I'm an easygoing guy, I'm easy to talk to. And I make sense. Like Social Security. Kids don't pay bills. That makes sense. What part of that would not the administration understand? What part of that do any of you not understand? Do you charge your kids rent? I got a 5-year-old and I got a 12-year-old. Would you charge them rent? I wouldn't. I'm not going to. I never will. Whatever money they get from me should be put away for them for when they get to be 18. But their mother doesn't give a fuck about them. That's the honest God truth. If you're out there spending money that you know is intended for your children, you don't give a fuck about your kids. I don't give a fuck what she says. or what nobody else says. She's spending every fucking dime of their money every fucking month. They have nothing. I've been on Social Security now. I've been drawing my benefits for about going on maybe 4 years now. She's been spending all that money, and we've been broke up for 3 years. Why does she feel like I should still be supporting her? She don't give a fuck about me, and at this point, I don't give a fuck about her. So why should we be exchanging any monies? I don't want nothing from her. I don't want shit from her, and she ought not want shit from me. If she had any pride or any decency in herself, that's what she would do. That's what a decent person would do. But a ghetto bitch, a ghetto nigga bitch, doesn't think that way. She thinks I'm gonna get everything I can get because that's how I get shit. Whether it's legal, whether it's right, whether it's fair, they don't give a fuck. Ghetto bitches don't give a rat's fucking ass about right, wrong, or any damn thing else. All they give a fuck about is their weave, their fake ass hair, and nails, and niggas that don't give a fuck about them. The nigga she left me for, or called herself leaving me for, when he got tired of that pussy and had enough of it, and he had other pussy all the time because I had got a hold of her phone and I transferred all her text messages over to my phone and I read every damn one of them. And there was some point in their relationship where she was questioning what was he doing, why wasn't he, being with her? Because that nigga wasn't trying to be with her. He had other bitches. She was not number one. Hell, I couldn't even figure out what number she was. But it wasn't number one. And when he got tired and had enough of that pussy, as most niggas do when they don't really love you and they get enough, he walked away. He walked away. I wish I had walked away. I wish I'd been that smart. But no, I was in love with that pussy. Because that's all it really was. I thought she loved me too, but she didn't. But I didn't realize that because I was blinded by my own love for her. She don't know the first thing about love. She doesn't even love her damn self. So she's using me now. I'm still supporting that bitch. I resent it. I hate it. I hate her for it. At some point, I'm going to file a civil suit and sue her. So if she ever does get a job, she's going to end up paying me back. Because I don't feel like she doesn't deserve a fucking dime from me. My ex-wife, well, she's actually still my wife. Legally, I'm still married to her. I have a 17-year-old with her who's about to turn 18 in February. She's done a yeoman job in raising our daughter. Lisa, if you watch this, I want you to know that I love you and I appreciate the job you did in raising Marlisa. Marlisa's a very remarkable young lady. I'm proud to be her father. I'm proud that you and I made her, Lisa. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. I still love you, girl. You're still my wife. And I don't see any reason for you not to be. Her and I have always been good friends. We've always had a decent understanding with one another. And Lisa's never used me. That's the most important thing. I've never felt used by her. Shanika has played me like a fucking fiddle. Played me like a motherfucking drum. I hope I don't like saying this, but normally I would never say this about anybody, but that bitch deserves to die a horrible, horrific death, painful, because of what she did to me, and because of what she's still doing to me. Because if you done fuck somebody's life up, the last thing you want to be doing is using them. Okay? If I would have done this shit to her, I'd be still profusely apologizing to her, to my God, to those children, everybody. I hope like hell that I live long enough, because I'll tell you something. If I don't get a chance to actually stop her myself, when Mari, that's Shamari, that's me and Shanika's daughter, She's very materialistic, trust me. She loves things. When she finally figures out that her mama done spent up all and what that means, Shanika's gonna be in for a world of hurt. She better hope like hell that those kids even give a fuck about her when they grow up. For the simple reason, they're gonna understand she didn't give a damn about them. And she's not working, she's not doing a damn thing to enhance her skills or her value in the job market. Nigga's job market value right now ain't shit. She hasn't worked in 3 years. As we all know, technology moves on greatly in 3 years, advances quite a bit. I'm sure Walmart, because that's the only place she ever worked at, that was really a job. Walmart, she's done 2 stints with them of less than a year each. Walmart's one of the few places I know that will fire your ass and hire you back. Who does that? Walmart. But anyways, she's not even really qualified to work there. They'd have to retrain her now to work on the cash registers that they have going now. I'm sure they've changed. That kind of stuff always changes constantly. Buttons change, mean different things. So she's going to have to learn a whole new system even to do that job. The world is passing her by. The work world is passing her by. As she gets older, her value is getting less and less on the job market as well as on the flesh market. I'm just being honest with you, ladies. I don't mean to disrespect none of you. But I'm going to tell you this, as a man, I have always had this opinion about women past 50 years old. Up until I got with Mary, I wouldn't even consider any woman past 50 years old. I don't give a damn how old I am. You women may not like what I'm about to say, but it's the honest to God truth, and it holds true for me too. Women's value in terms of sexual relationships and romance does not increase as they get older unless they stick with the man who they were with 20 years ago and his love for her is 20 years stronger. That is the honest to God truth. I swear to God. Most men, and I'm not saying all, there's always some screwball somewhere that's going to be indifferent to what I'm saying here. But generally speaking, most men are not that interested or enthralled about fucking older women. That pussy is not as valuable in our minds. Okay? Not because the woman's not valuable. The pussy itself is what I'm talking about. The sex, the actual thinking about the sex, everything that leads up to it. When you're talking about women over 50, that's not something that I want to go, oh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh. I can't wait to get to that. Most men, when we buy pussy, we buy younger. Why in the hell would you go out and spend $50 on a 50-year-old bitch when you can spend $50 for an 18, 19, 20-year-old who's fresh, titties perk? All the things that I like about pussy and sex, they possess. By the time a woman is 50-some years old and older, they don't no longer possess that. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not necessarily a good thing. It's just a fact. I'm just being really honest to God, truthful with you all. You'll not hear too many men admit to that, to what I just said to you. But it is what it is. It is exactly what I'm saying it is. And I'm sure there's some men out there thinking, oh no, I ain't like that. And his wife is just telling him, is that how you feel about me? Ladies, don't take it as a personal attack. I'm not attacking you. You can't help it that you get older. We all do. I am also a victim of that. Somebody thought I was too old thing. Shanika thought I was too old. He used to call me an old motherfucker all the time. Still do. Yeah, I'm an old motherfucker. You damn right I am. I'm smarter than she is. And I'm old because I've been on this land long time. I've done something right in order to be here that long. That's the part that a lot of times 30-something-year-olds don't get. In order to get to be 60-something, almost 70, you had to have done something half-ass way right. You also had to have been treating people decently. Okay? I don't expect that Shanika, if she continues the life that she's living and treating people the way she does, I don't expect her life expectancy to be that. I don't expect her to make it to her 60s, to be honest. I remember her coming home from that old dumbass job she had in at San Francisco Airport, where she called herself, telling me she was sleeping at her auntie's house, when in fact she was sleeping with some nigga named Brian, acting like she was his bitch, and he's just taking advantage of her dumb ass because she's too stupid to know that she's being used. See, when you use people, you get used, and God ain't done with her yet. She still has a lot more to pay, and she will. I may not live to see it, but she will pay. Trust me. At any rate, be careful how you treat people as you go through life. I've always done that. I've always had to try to downplay because I don't, as you can see, I don't look too bad now for a 67-year-old man. I'm gonna give you some teeth and really fuck y'all up. But that's all I'm missing is my teeth. I still look pretty good. I'm holding up pretty well. Nature's been kind to me. God's been kind to me. I don't like to say God. I like to say higher power has been kind to me because I treat people halfway decent. I really try to treat people as decent as I possibly can. I've been like that ever since I was a kid, and the little girls used to come to me and, "Oh, you're so cute." They used to embarrass me. I didn't even realize I was cute until I was about maybe 10 or 11. Then that's when it hit dawn on me. Hey, they're right. I am cute. They wondered because ladies have been all over me ever since I can remember. I've always had to damn near run from them and hide from them. You thought I was a celebrity, especially when I was driving the bus. Shit, I get on the bus, and there was ladies on there that would ride that particular bus because they knew that my shift was about to start, and they'd be on the bus waiting so they could get a look and sit over there. And what I used to call my bitch seat, they'd be damn near fighting each other try to get try to get that seat that's the closest to me. I didn't play that though. I used to. I had women back in the day, but I didn't do it like Shanika. I wasn't no sneaky, cheating ass motherfucker. I was honest. I told ladies this is who I was and what I do. I welcomed them to stay if they didn't have a problem with it. I welcomed them to use that door if they did. That's what it's for. Doors for to leave. If you don't like something, leave. Nobody left. I ended up introducing, everybody. Sharon. This is Rachel. Rachel Sharon. Patsy. Sharon. Rachel. Wendy. This is Rachel. Sharon. Rachel. But at the end of the day, believe it or not, they all got along. I actually, at one point, for a couple of months there, I was actually living with Dana and Erica at the same time. I have a son named Andre by Erica, and I have a daughter named Cece by Dana. I'm still trying to figure out that time frame because Cece's like 25 or so. Andre is well up in his 30s, so I don't know how the hell that worked out. But it did. Nobody did not really get along. I know Norma and Debbie, for instance. I was actually married to Debbie, and Norma was my girlfriend. And Debbie and Norma got along really well, and they used to they had a little like an alliance together, and kept me in line. But then I remember one time Debbie got mad enough to want to fight me. So we were up on 40th and Center Street in Berkeley, where the 40 used to end. And so Debbie was like, "Come on, get off the bus. We're going to fight." I said, "Okay, you want to fight?" And I opened the door. Let her get out. I said, come on, let's go. I'll step down a couple stairs and jump back up, close that door, start that bus and left. I wasn't going to fight my wife out there on the like that. That'd have been embarrassing, okay? Shit, that as a bus driver, and especially one that that was kind of well respected and looked at a lot. The last thing I wanted to do was be in a position of being embarrassed. I avoided it. Anyway, I enjoyed this little chat. I hope you did too. I hope you got something from it. Always my hope when I do these videos is that I am helping somebody understand a little bit about life and look at it from a perspective that he normally wouldn't. Because I wish somebody had done this for me as I was growing up and as I was learning how to live life. I was telling one of my kids the other day that I just wish that hopefully that some of my kids watch this. If they have questions about living and what to do, all they really have to do is go look at my videos. I'm their dad. I'm their grandfather. Listen to what I'm saying. Because I'm putting valuable information out there because I love you. I'm sure some strangers will get this too, and I don't mind that. But I really do this for my kids and for my grandkids, and because I enjoy it. It's my way of trying to help out. If you were watching this, I thank you for watching. If you watch the video later, I appreciate the fact that you did that. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I'm your host, OGMarv. I'm going to bid you good night.